Right, having understood supply side policies, let's evaluate them. Let's see what's good, what's bad, and what the overall effect depends on. So supply side policies, at least in theory, improve all the government's macroeconomic objectives. They promote higher growth, higher actual growth, and higher potential growth, which is great. They reduce unemployment, they reduce inflation in the economy, and they improve the trade position, which is all great. They also stimulate aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Most of the policies start with an increase in government spending to improve education and training. In my previous video, I didn't actually write all of that out, but you can see from those policies, most of them involve an increase in government spending or a reduction in tax, both of which will also increase short-term economic growth, which will increase aggregate demand. So although the intention is to increase aggregate supply, there will be an improvement in aggregate demand as well, which is a great thing. So you're going to see an increase in actual growth and an increase in potential growth. Whoop-de-doo, it's like amazing. At the same time, supply side policies are sustainable. They're non-inflationary. So one of the main drawbacks with demand side policies is that, well, they're not really sustainable. You can't do them forever, because you get to a point where inflation will just be rampant. Whereas supply side policies, they are sustainable. You can do them forever, as long as you want. You're not going to suffer from increases in inflation. They are non-inflationary policies. So that's very, very good. But there are drawbacks. Like I said in the last video, nothing is perfect in economics. There are always some problems. And these are the problems with supply side policies. One, they're very, very expensive. Whoa. I don't want to underestimate here. I don't want to understate. They are properly expensive. We're talking in the billions of pounds for some of these policies. So, very expensive. And anytime we talk about expense in economics, we can bring in the opportunity cost argument. So, because it's so expensive, they cost so much for the government, there is a massive opportunity cost. Could that money have best been used elsewhere? To maybe improve police services, to improve in the allocation of merit goods, to improve maybe education and healthcare instead, or something, I don't know. Could it have been used elsewhere? That's the question that we need to ask. There is an opportunity cost here. At the same time, where does that money come from? Has it been borrowed? In which case, maybe there are going to be burdens on future generations. Has it come away from the provision of merit goods or something, in which case, was that actually a good decision or not? So there's a lot to analyse in the first point there. They take a long time to work. Let's take one example. Let's take the improvement in education and training. Well, if the government decides to reform the education system, to try and reform public examinations, it might take 15 years before there is an effect on the productivity of people, before there is an effect on the improvement in education of the ordinary working folk. So it might take a very, very long time to actually see an effect of such supply-side policies. Some supply-side policies take a lot longer to work than others do. Add to that, there is no guarantee they actually will work. Sounds great in theory, all those policies we talked about, but no guarantee they're going to work at all. Who's to say that when you cut corporation tax, businesses will invest? Who's to say that when you provide subsidies to firms, that they are going to use that money to get themselves involved in research and development? Who's to say they're going to do it? They might actually just give that money to shareholders instead. There's no guarantee that these policies will work in the way that they are intentioned to work. At the same time, they might be, in fact they will be ineffective if there is a lot of spare capacity in the economy. Picture the diagram in your head. When there is loads of spare capacity, what's needed is an increase in demand, not an increase in aggregate supply. The problem with a large amount of spare capacity is that by imposing supply-side policies, there is not going to be an improvement in actual growth at all. In fact, nothing will go on in the economy. All that will improve is that there will be more factors of production. It doesn't necessarily mean that there will be an increase in actual growth. So when we look at the depends on point, for supply-side policies to be effective, the economy must be reasonably close to full employment levels of output. Otherwise, what's the point of increasing aggregate supply? What's the point of increasing potential output when what's needed in the economy is an increase in actual output? So that's an important evaluation point to develop in your exam. If we're in deep recession, for example, we need a boost in demand. We don't need a boost in aggregate supply. So the level of economic activity is important in determining whether supply-side policies are needed or demand-side policies are needed to work immediately in the short term. Hope that helps with answering your question on supply-side policies. A great question if it comes up for you to ace. All the best. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.